a lobby group that is represented by Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, Red Bull, Dabur, Tetra Pak, and among other big major players in beverage industry have asked and said that World Health Organization guidelines on non-sugar sweeteners are not scientifically rigorous. Now remember, WHO recently came out with guidelines, and very interesting one at that, saying that non-sugar sweeteners like aspartame and stevia do not help in weight loss. In fact, they increase the risk of certain diseases, and the industry doesn't seem to be very happy about that, Amit.
With the colas and most of these drinks that are in the category, I don't think so the consumer is really cares about what is in there, because everybody knows they are harmful. The sugars that are used, whether they are sugar-free sweeteners or non-sugar-free sweeteners, they are harmful. So that's not the question. I believe why these companies are coming together to basically contest it is post-COVID, they are growing at double digits and they want to maintain that, and they don't want any of these put in for want of a better word, nuisances to come in the way.
Right.
Of course, it's coming from WHO, so you have to look at it. But I believe that is the real issue, that they want their margins to keep on going. I don't think so the consumers really care about what is there in these drinks specifically. I don't think nobody does not know that it is harmful. So yeah, so that is my take on this.
Okay, interestingly, because what WHO said and her health groups have been asking for, and Krishna, I would want you to come in at this point, is that there has to be a label that these are for restrictive use only. Do not use them as a substitute for your daily sort of health drinks. These are not healthy. They are in fact likely cause of a lot of diseases. What exactly did WHO say that, you know, the industry is not really agreeing to and calling it unscientific, if I may say so, not scientifically rigorous enough?
Now, clearly, sugar is a highly contentious problem as far as mass-produced consumer goods are concerned, and clearly, there's been a lot of back and forth of the kind of sugar that you need to use. Clearly, that the visuals running, that white sugar is one thing that nobody wants to use as far as mass-produced goods are concerned, because that kind of sugar is the one that's very readily, easily flagged off by the likes of the World Health Organization. But what has happened now is that the non-sugar sweeteners, which, there is so many varieties of non-sugar sweeteners, which many of us believe are actually better than sugar. They don't have the negative aspects of sugar, yet give the taste of sugar. And hence, when you drink these, beverages that you buy, juices that you buy, or aerated drinks that you buy, you have these non-sugar sweeteners, and, you have the zero version or the zero-calorie version of these aerated beverages also available, and so in that scheme of things, where it's become industry practice to use non-sugar sweeteners because of the prior research done before, including research done by WHO at some stage, and clearly that research has been updated, at least by the WHO. And WHO now says that non-sugar sweeteners are completely unhealthy, and they should, they have side effects, and etc., etc. Whereas the companies who have taken all the precautions to use particular non-sugar sweeteners so that their products become legally viable to be sold across, because you're talking about excess sugar content in all these things being tacked on, happening from in Western countries, in India as well, and now at a global level there's a crackdown on sugar. And that crackdown on sugar has led to these companies using non-sugar sweeteners. And now WHO turns around and says these non-sugar sweeteners are also harmful. Where do these companies go? And that seems to be the conundrum over here, as far as I'm concerned for that.
Right. And before I let you go, I also want to bring in Abhijit very, very quickly into this conversation. Abhijit, this is interesting because this also comes on the back of, and we've discussed this extensively here on News9, on the big Bonvita controversy, how it appears that consumers are not aware of what they're consuming essentially. And when you see on a label that says zero sugar, you are convinced that this is a better alternative. But what WHO right now is saying is it's not healthy. So don't fall for that charade.
Absolutely, absolutely. What Krishna was saying, I mean, I agree with him word by word. And there is another point that I wanted to make. See, a part of the WHO stricture is also aimed at that health conscious brigade who are growing and for whom the sugar is an untouchable product. So, so they were switching en masse to this non-sugar sweeteners. So even that segment has today been ticked off. See, we will see a lot of reports right now that there has been a dip in sales of the beverages in North India, especially even during this summer months, where the summer has been slightly merciful compared to the other years. But I don't think it's only due to the lower mercury. There must even be some effect of this WHO, WHO stricture, the warning that stay away from this. And they have left actually nothing unsaid. The way they have drafted their statement, I went through it when it came out. It actually makes it very, very clear as to what are the compounds that they have flagged off as red flag, and the sort of category of food that you should be staying away from. So a part of this dip you can actually also attribute to this WHO warning.
Right. Interesting developments there. That is a very interesting story. We will of course keep coming back on that.